Ooh, we're wobbling a bit. So today is the 31st of January, and this should hopefully fix some of the issues I was having with the turntable I have playing certain records. And I know people are sick of hearing about this, but hey, it's an item to unbox my items, so yeah. Really unnecessarily large packets from Amazon as ever. Because here's the size of the thing. Take it out of the plastic bag. So this is an Audio-Technica M95, MC, whatever. It's this one. Okay, and I am just gonna sanitize my hands after touching that packet, because who knows who's been touching that, so yeah. But here it is, and let's go and install this. Okay, so those who are long-time viewers might remember this bit. Actually, you know what, we'll switch to also. So I put the stylus and cartridge on this. I basically swapped it out with this one, and ignore the Amstrad logo. This is just I think it's called the cage or whatever the hell that holds the cartridge. Simply because if I needed to swap back to the old one, I can just plug it in rather than having to fart around with screws and wires. But so anyway, since that was all aligned, I can safely now report that has solved the issues I was having. And also, the stylus doesn't bounce around as much anymore, so if we... And we'll just stop it before I get a copyright, but yeah, new cartridge solved the issue. I did try putting a new stylus on this, but on the old one, but no, it was the cartridge itself, which, yeah, that cartridge is from 1978, so yeah, but regardless, there we go. That basically solves all my issues regarding that, and it also means I can, what I said before about tracking force, you know, modern records are designed for more tracking force, kind of true, because they do have a higher output than the older ones do, but yeah, there we go, issue solved. And the cartridge itself cost me £29 off Amazon, which isn't bad. The stylus itself would have cost me, I think, about £20, and the cartridge, the stylus won't fit on the old cartridge anyway, so yeah. And it's Audio-Technica, so, you know, it's well supported, and if I want to, at a later point, I can upgrade the stylus if I want to, which, upgrading the stylus is very easy, you don't have to take anything off, but, yeah. And also a little tip for aligning the cartridge. I saved myself £8, because I printed an alignment protractor out on some card here, just to align it. Because Amazon wants you to pay £8 for a piece of card with that printed on, but you can just find a PDF with it on there and print it out and cut it out. And there you go, so we'll be holding on to that. But yeah. Okay, so it is the 3rd of February today, and boy, there's a bit of a story behind this one. So, you might remember when I did my upgrading my turntable, the problems with upgrading my turntable video, I said that I'd ordered an amplifier from Cash Converters. Unfortunately, DHL lost it in the post. So, you know, I ended up getting a refund back from them, and I ordered another amplifier from Cash Converters, and thankfully this one came today, but not without problems, because DHL didn't deliver it to me. No, they got confused and delivered it to my neighbour, and they just put it, you know, since they thought my neighbour was me, they didn't actually ask them, they just said, oh, sign this. It was only because I had tracking information and the parcel said it had been delivered. which I thought was odd, and they sent a picture, and thankfully I recognised that it was my neighbour's door, so I basically went, but before I even went to my neighbour, they came over here and said, hey, there's a package, here's a package that came for you. So thankfully the neighbour thankfully knew that, so yeah. But DHL, fucking hell, man. And I did call them up on the phone about this, and they said, well, we rang the doorbell and then we went to the neighbours, but that isn't true because I was literally waiting. And also waiting is the tracking information. Not before, while I was watching it throughout the day, I was seeing, you know, hey, your stop number 65, it's now at stop number 30, and I was watching it go, and then once it got to stop number 48, it stopped updating me on what stop it was at. After that, yeah, regardless, here we are. So this cost me a little bit more than the last one. This cost me £40, but the postage was only £3, so hey ho with that. But this one's actually, I do prefer the look of this one. So basically, I don't really want to use this as really an amplifier as such, more as a switch box really. But because I do have a couple of needs. For one, I will not be plugging my speakers directly into this. But thankfully this one does have a line out. A lot of amplifiers, generally the ones in my price range, don't have a line out, they just have speakers out. Because obviously, you know, you're expected to just plug your speakers directly into this. I don't want to do that. And the reason is because my hi-fi has a subwoofer, and with this amplifier there's no input for subwoofer, so that's why I just want to send it as a line out. That's the power cable. Hey, power cable, good. I was wondering whether it came with a power cable because in the pictures it didn't show any. And usually, sometimes on cash converters, if it doesn't show a power cable in the photo, then it means you're not getting one. But yeah, this one's a kettle plug, or 3-prong plug lead. Looks like it's unused. But yeah, good job it comes with that, just because, you know, I don't have a spare one at the minute. If it was a 2-prong plug then it'd be fine, but the 3-prong don't have a lot of them, although they are a standard, so it's easier getting one if it didn't come with one. Let's now rip in the bubble wrap. It is properly packaged though, so that is good. But yeah, with the other one also, DHL denied ever picking up the packaging. I had to get cash converters to chase them up, and DHL finally admitted, yeah, we lost the package on the other one. But yeah, the other one was the Acoustics 101 or something like that amplifier, which has gotten good reviews. But it was just the look of it. But to be honest, you know, and it was a little bit cheaper than this one. A few quid cheaper, but this one I actually do prefer the look of it anyway, because this one is black. The other one was silver, but it just looked, I don't know, a bit too... Nah. $44.99 I notice it says on there, but it's advertised as 40 on the website. Come on, and there we are. I've waited too long. Ooh. Seems to be some mop or something on the side. We'll have a proper look at this in a minute. But also this is going to, luckily this amplifier has a built-in, there it is, a built-in phono preamp. And for those of you who have no idea what that means, a phono preamp is basically something you need if you've got a turntable that doesn't have one built in, like I do. and basically that just means it amplifies the sound, otherwise your turntable will sound either distorted or too quiet. So this is that. But yeah, I do prefer the look of this one. Let's adjust the focus. There we go, so there it is. Lovely jubbly. Oh, there's the auto. Yay. Oh, it is nice and well assuringly heavy. And also it's got a ground for it as well. Volume, it's got a digital volume. It has a line in on the front as well, which is useful. Headphone out as well, which is nice. So it means that if I'm ever digitizing either a record or cassette, look, it even says 55. It's got a sticker that says 55 on the bottom. So plonk in there. We'll take the stickers off. Ugh. Unfortunately, I don't have any more isopropyl alcohol with me at the moment, and the reason is I've used it all, and but yeah, if I use a bit of hand sanitizer, maybe I can rub it off a bit. It's on the sides, so don't matter. But yeah, the power button's the only thing that feels a little bit about this. But it is nice that it does have a power button and that. And this thing is made out of all metal. I was wondering whether the front was made out of metal or not, but the front is a brushed metal. I thought it was plastic, but it is actually a brushed metal. Yeah, the volume knob, that is plastic, and as well as the bass and treble knobs, they're both plastic, and so is the power button. Basically, all the buttons and knobs are plastic. But yeah, also have a display as well. Would be nice if, you know, I had some other graphics, because to be honest, I would have liked to have gotten, you know, a more retro one, mainly for the, you know, the flashing VU lights, but unfortunately, you know, they're generally either more expensive or they don't have the features I want. This one also, but you know, that is the thing with modern amplifiers or EV equipment these days. It's all, and even modern turntables, they're all really boring. Quite frankly, they are just all really boring. Just like it's a black box, so you go, oh, wow, how exciting! But yeah. I mean, as long as it does its job and that, you know, that's the main thing. That's the main thing with this. So yeah. Also, one thing with that the other one did have a slight advantage on this one. The other one, the acoustics one, you could buy an optional remote for it. This one, it's not. It's all, you know, it's just all manual. But really, that doesn't really particularly matter to me. But yeah, I'll stop, you know, jabbering on, and let's all set it up. Okay, so here it is in the middle of the hi-fi, and there's now just enough room to get a cassette in those drawers, but also it means I have now volume controlling. I'm able to switch without reaching down there. So let's just test this out. You can see the screen there. So we're set to auxiliary currently. We'll set it to phono. I'll put the volume down because I've got no idea what that, and we'll set the bass to 0. The treble will also set to 0. We'll put a record on. I might have to rebalance the tone arm. And it doesn't seem to be getting anything. So I'm going to have to stop and check this out. Okay, there we go. Note to self, make sure you actually connect the inputs and the outputs before you start. But let's try this again. It's definitely making a noise this time. And we'll stop it there. So yeah, there we go. So on a final quick tour of the whole setup. So Sony direct drive turntable on the top, cassette deck there, amplifier there with the various inputs, one of them will cassette deck also there. That's the nicer one, but this is the one I prefer to just play cassettes with. But yeah, there we go, happy days. Well, it turns out using the headphone jack won't work either, because you get an annoying hum coming from the amplifier since it is powered, unfortunately. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how things go. I might end up at some point wiring the speakers into this. So yeah, fucking annoying like. Okay, last update on this, promise. So what I've done is basically set my hi-fi to a lower volume level. So it basically just means that the amplifier, I have to set the volume to a higher level. And yeah, that's basically gotten rid of the buzz. The buzz is now inaudible, and it means I can play anything like that. And I can't hear an audio buzz, can you? And even if I cannot hear it with the music, and I can always switch that. I've also learned that this amplifier, whenever you turn it on and off, so for example, the volume here is at 33, turn it off, turn it back on, the volume resets to 30, but also the bass and the treble also reset, which is a bit irritating. That. But yeah, ignore how it says tuner. There is no tuner here. That's just what I've set this cassette deck as. So yeah, basically resolved the issue. Yes, it's a little bit irritating, but it means I can keep the subwoofer and everything as is. I don't have to take the whole thing apart. It just kind of resolves the whole issue. So yeah, that's the setup. So yeah, no, just that's it. Finally done. Hooray! Hopefully this will be how it is, you know. For I was about to say years, but knowing me, I mean, if you're into your hi-fis and that, like I am. A hi-fi is never really complete. You're always changing bits, updating it. The thing that's remained the same for the longest is the speakers and everything. They haven't changed. I think I've had this hi-fi with the two speakers and the subwoofer for for about 15 years at least, probably longer actually. So yeah.